guys? It's Margaret, and welcome to episode 13. This is a knitting podcast, and we talk about lots of different things on here. Knitting, inspiration from the world of the classical arts, fashion, photography, whatever, film, old Hollywood, and other random drippings from the brain pan. So welcome. I am going to turn on a candle. Why? Because I I spent the last 3 hours trying to set up my reel camera. And by reel camera, I mean, it's a long story. It's just a long story. I've had so many cameras in my life, and in any case, it's too long to get into. I was using a few pieces of equipment because there is like a 20-minute video shut-off thing on DSLRs. And so many times I've recorded stuff and I've like kept on talking. Little did I know the camera stopped recording. So I thought, okay, let me get a piece of equipment to bypass all that, and I couldn't get it all to work. So 3 hours later, I'm back to my iPhone. Thank you for your patience. So we are going to light one of my favorite candles. This is from the fall, and I save it for special occasions. This is the Vita Lifestyle Sweet Farmhouse candle, and I just love it. It's one of those, it's almost got like a, I don't know how to put it. It's like a cake, wonderful vanilla cake kind of scent to it. I wish you could smell it. And what's so sweet is that it's got like little gold glitter inside as well. Isn't that so nice? Woo! Yeah! Okay. Candle on. Reset button. My daughter used to do that all the time. Before she would like get ready to, she was a ballet dancer, and so every time she would get ready to dance, she would go, shh, reset. So I'm doing that right now. Anyway, so much to talk about today. First off, welcoming all you viewers, your kindness and just your support, and the comments in the chat is just like so awesome. So today we are going to continue our giveaway, which if you didn't see from the last episode, is a wonderful giveaway of some fantastic project bags, 2 project bags to give away by the one and only wonderful Tannei Casey. So if you haven't yet entered to win that, all you have to do is just follow the prompts below, which include answering the question. You know, it's only a question to just spark a conversation among this beautiful community. And so the prompt was based on a book called The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, which was the last giveaway prize. He said that sometimes in the act of creating, we put too much pressure on ourselves. And the prompt was, how can we turn the notch down for ourselves so that we can create more and take some of that pressure off of ourselves? And some of the comments were so fantastic. I've so enjoyed reading, and I got so many ideas from that as well. Things like not needing to, well, let's just say letting go of the need to be perfect was one theme that kept resounding, and who can't relate to that, especially as knitters. We aim for perfection when we knit, and we have an ideal. Sometimes we can't reach it for various reasons, and so lowering the notch for ourselves is such a wonderful thing. Candace wrote also the avoiding to make these crazy deadlines. And that's a category I fall into too. Sometimes I put these crazy deadlines for myself, and I am the type of person that works well under pressure, but at the same time, it is so exhausting. So yeah, these are such wonderful comments. So If you'd like to enter, please just leave a comment below and also subscribe to this channel and to the newsletter. And yeah, that's it for the housekeeping. And I'd like to share the theme today. I don't usually do themes, but today I just was thinking it's the start of spring pretty soon. Romance is in the air. Well, I just hear the birds chirping. So for me, that's already romance. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I love posting bird kind of little video shorts. And like this morning, I posted one of a bird, I guess, doing a mating dance to the female. And it was outrageous. It was like a samba. You know, the wings are up and it's like really going at it. The female's looking like, you're real breaking a move there. Yeah. It's so funny. So romance. If, you know, not for ourselves, even for birds, let's just celebrate romance. And I got this wonderful card from Peg. I was knitting before knitting was cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Knitting is so cool. We know that. We know that. Peg, thank you. She always sends me such fun things. Look at this. It's a bumper sticker. I love it. Who can relate? Anyway, listen to this quote. I can't get enough of this one. This is so beautiful. We are here to walk each other home. Isn't that the most beautiful quote? Like, if for no other reason, like sometimes life doesn't make sense. And sometimes things happen to us that just simply don't make sense. And this idea of spreading love wherever we can, however we can, is just so reassuring. So thanking you for that. And so on that note, we usually start with a piece of music. And today I'd like to share one of my favorite pieces. It's a piece by the French composer Gabriel Faure, who lived in the late 1800s, and it's called Romance Without Words. And it's a little cupcake of a piece. I usually play it for an encore, and it's just so sweet in a way that it has just this joyous, carefree kind of insouciant character to it. And I hope you enjoy it. It's only about 3 minutes long, and it's just sent from the heart for renewal and love and romance of any kind, you know, romancing even just life, right? Connecting with life, with nature, our knits, our creativity, whatever it is, you know, the people we love, our family. Romance without words. Gabriel Faure, Romance Without Words, dedicated it to you all, this beautiful community. This bouquet of flowers represents you all. Each one is different. Each one is so special. Each one is so glorious. And yeah, it defies understanding. We don't need to understand it. It just exists. This love and this community and this poetry in our hearts. And there you go. It expresses itself through all the resonances in our heart. So yes, let's get into knitting content. And this jacket, I want to talk about this jacket because I didn't make it, but it's a hand knit item. I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is a technique, a needlepoint embroidery kind of technique called Bargello. And Bargello was introduced to me by, again, I talk about my knitting mentor, Susan Haynes, and she just was, she used to live close to me and she moved away and I haven't seen her since, but there was a time where, her house was amazing. She was also an interior decorator and she would have these like amazing pillows and I was, freaking out because they were so geometric and they looked to be hand done. And yeah. And so I asked, what is this? And she said, it's a Bargello and I make these. And I'm like, well, of course you do because you do it all, Susan. Anyway, she's like one of these fabulous women that could do anything, like you all. Like I'm realizing this community is like filled with women that can just do it all. Anyway, so in any case, Bargello became, of course, my next obsession. So I asked her, how do you do this? And so she gave me some pointers. I got a book. I went to like a local embroidery store, which no longer exists. We're going back in time like to 2017. So I started making a Bargello project, which I never finished. Look at that. So one day I'd like to finish this. And it's an old technique. It's a very simple kind of mathematical thing. You just stagger and you have to count a lot. And I really enjoyed it. And I don't know, I just put it down and then I never picked it up again. But in any case, one night I was searching up Bargello and this jacket popped up and I thought, a Bargello jacket? So all I know about it, it's a vintage jacket and it even has these like cute little Velcro clasps. It's a little bolero. Talk about boleros. And whoever made it just did the most fantastic job. They lined it. I can't imagine how long this took or how they even got all this to line up so beautifully. But talk about romance without words, like romancing the craft and just doing this work of excellence. I just cannot even believe how the lines are so perfect. I feel like an eagle flying wearing this. It's, anyway, one of my favorite little jackets, and I had it for years and I hardly wore it. And then recently I've taken it out and really have just been enjoying this. So anyway, a little different, Bargello. I wonder, have you guys ever tried Bargello? And should we do a Bargello along? Like, because I really need to finish this and I need a little bit of motivation to get back on the trail of this. It's really beautiful when you, like my friend Susan used to bring these to a place where they would finish it and make them into these pillows with this gorgeous velvet backing. And she had like really cool pillows, throw pillows on her couch. A lot of them were embroidered and like some of them had like cool like Andy Warhol kind of prints on them. It's just very, very, very cool. So that's Bargello. Okay, so that's what I'm wearing today. And let's see. Okay. I want to talk about, before I get into my finished object, I have one finished object, which is pretty fun. I really enjoyed knitting it. So I'll tell you all about that. First, I want to just like finish the story about the Cotton Shrug, Sunday Shrug knit in cotton, because a lot of people have been asking what was your experience knitting a Sunday Shrug in cotton. So let me show you. This was the one I knit for my friend Kate, and I'm giving it to her tomorrow, and I can't wait. Now, I knit this in the Loopy Mango Big Cotton in the colorway Ginger and Apricot, and using the pattern exactly. So cast on 72 stitches. I didn't do the tubulars. And I put it on for you guys last week on the podcast, and you might have noticed that it was kind of like, as I put it on, it started to fall off, and that made me nervous because at first it fit well, but I guess because I tried it on a few times, it stretched out, and my friend Kate is like very petite, and so I started to worry that it would be too big on her. I went to my local yarn store to pick up more Loopy Mango to make her a second one. I ran out of time. I got desperate, and I looked things up online. I went to the Google and found out that you can actually wet cotton knit things and put it in a laundry bag and toss it on high in the dryer. And so I said, okay, I am used to living life on the edge. Okay, I once did that with a cashmere sweater. So I thought if I did it with cashmere and I was okay, like it worked out, and I shrunk it, I'm sure I could do it with cotton. So I have not put this on yet because it's been drying. Like I put it in the dryer, it must have been like 20 minutes at least, or maybe more. It's a little bit roomier. It's a drapier kind of fabric, as you could see. So if you guys watch the Boboleros podcast, you probably heard about my Sunday Shrug that I knit for my friend Kate. She wanted it in cotton, and so I did it in the Loopy Mango Big Cotton, which is wonderful to work with. The only thing is it was a bit big, and so I had to shrink it in my dryer for 40 minutes, and it seems to fit better. Here's Kate, she loves it. I just kind of let it do its thing, and then when I took it out, it was like still just like ever so slightly damp. So I just let it air dry. And one thing I did notice right off the bat was that I did get quite a bit of pilling, which isn't great. You might see some of that. So I do have to cut that off before the presentation of the gift tomorrow. But let's try it on. Let's try it on. Let's see what happens. All right, so I don't know. This is the first time I'm putting it on. I have no idea. And I'm sure I'm going to stretch it out just simply by putting it on. So I'm just going to not even put it over my shoulders. Okay, so so far it looks okay. I mean, these colors, aren't they just so awesome? I think a shrug in cotton is the way to go. So thanking a couple of people who have left such great ideas, like doing a second shrug in cotton but casting on like 64 stitches. That's such a great idea. Or going down a needle size, which I think I would rather put less stitches on and like go that way. So just because I'm lazy and I don't want to go smaller, I've got the needles there. I'm gonna just go. And maybe it'll go faster. Although these are the fastest kind of things to do. So anyway, the pilling is a little irritating, but the knit is great and really loving that. So on a second note, regarding the shrugs, I have had some trouble with the tubular cast off. Like the bind on, what do you call it? Cast on. Yeah, cast on was okay. Like no real big problem there. I don't know, like the less equipment I need, the better, which if I need like multiple needles and stuff like that in different sizes and cables, I'm already out mentally, which I need to change that, Margaret. Get a grip. It's not that hard, right? But in any case, I'm okay with the cast on, but the bind off, I made it too tight. It was bunching up. I think what happened actually was that, again, because I was too lazy to get a normal cable, I just used a cable from my circular that was too small, and the stitches started to bunch up and it just got too tight. But I found a great video for people that don't like to separate onto two needles, a great video how to cast off in tubular with just one needle. Now, you guys might be looking at me and thinking, duh, that's, like a no-brainer. That's how you do it, Margaret. But to me, I am so new to it that I thought, whoa, I discovered electricity or something. So I'm going to link it below for anybody who is still new to tubular casting on and binding off and has had some trouble. I followed this one and it worked out really well. So it's a 4-step process. I think I've done this once before, and I do believe it was for the sweater, the Badger and Bloom sweater, because like the technique seems so familiar to me, but I thought it was called Italian bind off, which I did my research and I know that's different than tubular. There was something similar to it, a 4-step thing. In any case, a great tutorial. So let's talk about the finished object. Okay, so you might have heard me talk a lot since I've been on this cowl, like rage, knitting all the cowls and the shrugs and all that stuff. So you might have remembered me talking about this one, which is an oldie but goodie. I've really loved this one over time, and this one is the Ribbed Cowl by Kathy Caron, and I couldn't find the pattern for this for the longest time, but I finally did. And what is neat about this is this welting here, produced by alternating purl and knits, and then it goes into just a very long stretch of ribbing with this wonderful neckline, which you can, like fold over and have it like this. It's just a wonderful thing. So I've worn this literally throughout the years. Like, I've gone to some very fancy kind of evening events with this on, and it was like just perfect. Like if you're wearing your little black dress or something and you're going to like cocktail, this is like very 50s elegant with that. But I've also worn it over jeans, so it's very, very versatile. So I decided, since I love this pattern so much, why don't I try it with some yarn I had from Knit Collage. So I did. I made some changes. So one thing I did was on the welt section, every time it went into knit stitches, I changed color. So I didn't expect that this would come out so texturized, but of course it did, because I was using the wonderful Knit Collage Dream Cloud. Anyway, it's down below. Spun Cloud, yeah. And so it produced, it's very nubby and thick and thin. And so it produced this like fantastic popcorn. And so the colors are Joy Bomb and Orange Sherbet, which is a new color. And I did a tubular bind off. Oh yeah, baby, I am on it. So I also didn't make, obviously, the ribbing section as long as in the black one. And I will tell you why. Let me put it on first. So this is just like so much fun, isn't it? It's roomy, like you could spread out your arms. It's just got like this Tropicana, like, oof. I like the orange. It's so right for now, for like this kind of, coming into spring and summer. Takes no time at all. So other than, I think I cast on less stitches too. Yeah, that was a major thing, because I did according to pattern, and it was massive. So I cut down on the stitches, and if memory serves me, I did like 80 or so. It has to be divisible by 4. So I think I did 80 stitches for this. And anyway, I decided to cut off the length of the ribbing because I thought if I folded it over, it would be too much. Like, the interest is this, and here if I had a folded over collar, like, it would compete with that. I actually tried another thing, which was I thought it might look good to put another row, like section of welts at the very top, just to unify the two parts. So I did actually create this thickness of welts up here, and then I bound off, and then I put it on, and it just didn't work. It didn't work. It's so interesting how, like, something you could conceptualize and you could think this will be good because it'll unify these two ideas. But then when you actually execute it and you look in the mirror, sometimes it just doesn't work the way you thought it would work. So I found that very interesting that this concept didn't work. So, because I thought, why shouldn't it? But this is the thing. I really like it as is. I feel like something could be added here, maybe if I was to make it again, but I don't know what. Maybe just like a simple bind off in the orange, in the, darker orange, but I don't even know if it's necessary. In any case, you could wear it all sorts of different ways. It's just super fun. And if you have any knit collage laying around, I've done like every single knit along for the past few years. And so sometimes I finish, sometimes I don't. And so I've accumulated a lot of knit collage. Even like sometimes the projects, like, you don't use up all the yarn. So I will tell you the yardage I used for this darker Joy Bomb, I used less than a skein. So it was very little. For the orange bomb, I used 1 full skein, and I went in maybe a quarter, 1/3 of the way into the second skein, and that's it. So yeah, I love this one, and I plan on wearing this with these earrings. Like, come on, from Pittsburgh Mercantile. What? Like, yeah, let's put them on. I got these like a week or 2 ago, not even knowing I was gonna knit this, but just loving. I mean, sometimes at night I just go on the Pittsburgh Mercantile website just to feel good, like just to be transported into like a beautiful world. And Susie does such a great job, Susie Korb, the owner, like, of just the presentation when you get anything from Pittsburgh Mercantile. The boxing, the beautiful way it's wrapped and folded, like when tissue paper is folded in like this beautiful accordion style, with sticker, with everything just so beautifully packaged. I mean, it is such an indulgence, and like, absolutely beautiful. So look, isn't that just fantastic, the way these two work together? I love it. I absolutely love it. So what do you think, guys? Yes, it's a yes with the shrug. So anyway, that one is in the books. And so, of course, I think I will always have a shrug on the needles. So right now, my shrug in progress, hold on, where did I put it? Okay, is one that I got from the Lambing Kid update. Now, the joke is, from the time I saw the Sunday Shrug on Jackie at Vogue Knitting Live, and the next day the kits went on sale for the dye to order on Lambing Kid, I was on it, and I decided to go with the 3 Dog Night kit that Debbie had on, and the Debbie Korb, and vintage. I think this is vintage and oats, and I loved it so much on Debbie. I said, yeah, that's got to happen. But it took like, because the dye to order takes about 2.5 weeks for it to arrive. So in the interim, I knit all these other shrugs. Let me show you just some of them. And these are shrugs that I dyed the yarn for, and I put kits on the website right now. So people have been asking, because I like the first update was just a very limited update. And so a lot of people were asking if I'd be putting them back on sale, and I'm just taking these off so you could get the shrug thing and it doesn't get stuck on the earrings. Yeah, so I put a few more kits on the site right now. So this is the Gelateria, the 4-color kit. And I've been wearing this nonstop. This week in New Jersey has been so cold. And I told you last week that my inner groundhog, look at this stitch marker. Yeah, still on. Yeah, very cool, very cool. Look, I dropped a stitch. I realized after I did the tubular that I dropped a stitch. Anyway, this one is the Gelateria 4-color kit. And this is in my Boboleros hand dyed. And lots of fun. This is the one that started it all, the Electric Beethoven, and it features this like neon yellow. This one is just one that's so fun as well. And Swamp and neon yellow, loving that one. And then another one Maya took, it's called Perfect Love, so it has the bubblegum pink, which is this, and it has a deeper red to it, and that's crimson. And then I knit this one inspired by Jackie's, also at Vogue Knitting Live, and this is Alien green, and the purple is called Dark and Stormy. So yeah, so I'll have the kits on sale and like also a la carte options for a few more days, just in case anybody is interested in knitting some shrugs with it. And the kit comes with what you need to create this kind of fabric, which is like super scrumptious. And it's the Rita Bulky with the Vivian brushed mohair. And it really has this, if you're into halo, you got halo there. You got yourself some halo. All right, so that's it for the shrugs. That's my work in progress. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, so I'm going away next week. I'm so looking forward to it. I will try to podcast next week, but if I can't, I'll be back the week after. It really depends on timing, and I'll hopefully be able to share some of my, trip shenanigans on my Instagram page. I am going on a cruise. We haven't been on a cruise since 2019. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm the only one in my family that's not a cruise person. I absolutely am not a cruise person. But everyone in my family, from my kids to my husband to my parents, they're like 100% cruise. My in-laws are totally into the cruise. I'm the only one who's not into the cruise. Like for me, I want to just go into one spot. Like my dream right now, after reading An American in Provence, is like I want to rent a house or like an apartment or a little cottage somewhere in Europe, like preferably Provence or Tuscany or something like this, or the mountains in Poland. That's another spot. So I have 3, this is what I do in my spare time. Like I mentally imagine a dream life. So yeah, so that's where I want to go. I just want to rent and I want to be in one spot. Like I don't like this, but I'm grateful to be going. I'm grateful to be going away, and I'm bringing some knit projects with me. And so Maya will also be there, and she's planning her knits. So I'm thinking of making, because I showed you guys the colors that I was playing around with and dyed up last week. So this is all this mohair, right? And a lot of them are gradients. And I thought, what can I make? What can I make? I've been really interested in doing a sweater that combines like a thicker weight yarn where you have like a couple of rows and then like in between you have mohair. So that's what I'm playing around with. That's going to be my project for the cruise. So I'll keep you posted and we'll see what transpires. Okay, so yes. Okay, so that's it. And now for the good things section, because I have a few really good things that I'd like to share with you. The first is we'll have like some beauty things. Okay. My neck has been so jacked up for like a while. I think it's from like, I don't want to blame knitting, but I do think sometimes I execute poor posture when I'm knitting. Okay. There have been times like, and I realized this a few years ago when I joined the Steve West MCAL and was like trying to do 2-color brioche with fingering wheat. And I was like literally undoing because I made such a mistake and everything. I was like this for like 4 hours, like with neck dropped. And like by the time I finally got the thing fixed, I could barely move my neck. I'm like, you know what? I should know better than to like drop my head and like do that for hours and hours on end. But like when you get into a project, sometimes you forget all this stuff. So anyway, I still have like, my neck is just perpetually like jacked up. So yeah, I decided to look into pillows because I heard that a pillow makes a very big difference. And so I have for a week been using this pillow and I feel confident to recommend it. And so here it is, and it's called the Omni Glow pillow. And what is neat about it is that it has like these 2 compartments. Let me show you. Like, I am not sponsored by Omni Glow. It's called Sleep and Glow. Sleep and Glow. I'm going to put the link below. But I'm not sponsored, but it's a good thing that has really made my life better. So I'm happy to share. So it looks like this. It comes with the pillowcase, but you know, it's got these like, you see what happens here? I'm like mostly a side sleeper, and so like your face gets all crinkly and stuff. Apparently that's what they say, like when you sleep on your side. So it has these crevasses. I usually say crevices because I'm from New Jersey, but then somebody corrected me. It's like, Margaret, it's crevasse. So yeah, I'm gonna say crevasse. It's a crevasse for your face, which is awesome. And then like here it comes with like this extra support thing, which is nice. And then it has something for your neck. So you have like a little ledge for your neck. How nice is that? And this memory foam is just like really pliant. It's been great. I have really enjoyed my sleep time with my pillow. I really have. Like, it's just been a real, game changer. So, and it's held my neck. So there you go. Win-win, happy sleep, and like really comfortable and nice. So, okay. So that's a good thing that I really enjoyed. And if it's a little bit of an investment, but I have a birthday coming up, so I gave myself an early birthday present with that. So that's that. Okay, second thing. Okay, so I have this adult piano student. She's so cool, named Maria, right? And she comes and she's got like very short nails like me. Like, I have no nails. I've never had nails. One time only in my life on vacation, where I knew I wouldn't be playing piano, I got tips, like acrylic tips put on, and it was a disaster. Like, I hated that feeling so much that we were in Europe and I was like, how can I get these things off? And I didn't know like where to go or anything. So I tried to file them down, which is endless, but I couldn't stand it. So I said, no more nails for me. It's just not my thing. But my student Maria came and like her nails were so fabulous. I said, yeah, Maria, what's with the nails? They look so good. And she told me of this company. So it's called Color Street, and it's apparently like these strips. They call them 100% real nail polish strips. So I watched the videos. You just like peel them on and you put them on your nails, and it looks super easy. And she says that it's like lasting for like 2 weeks. which is great because I don't like, who likes it when nail polish chips, and I'm always, my hands are always submerged in water and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a try. I haven't done it yet, but I wanted to show you. So I got this color is some kind of, I don't even know, it doesn't say here. Oh, shimmer down. Okay, that's shimmer down. And then this one, like more of a matte finish. This one's called Amazing Greige. Don't you love nail polish colors? Like, who writes these names? Who creates these? This is funny. Look at this one. It's all glittery. You know what it's called? Fort Worth It. Fort Worth It. Anyway. So, yeah, I think this is a good thing. I think this is going to make my nail life, because I want to be like that knitter who like looks down at their hands and like sees like the nails really beautifully manicured and is like enjoying the knitting even more. Because I see some of these videos on Instagram, these knitting and like these glamorous nails, and I'm like, oh, that really must like kick it up a notch. So that's it. And two other good things. One more beauty thing, but let me first go like reading thing. I just got this book. We were last week talking about Pythagoras, and I just love this kind of stuff. It's like a little bit Da Vinci Code-ish. The music of Pythagoras, it's not dry. It's really about like, I don't know, like the connectivity of all things. How an ancient brotherhood cracked the code of the universe. Whoa. And lit the path from antiquity to outer space. What a wonderful subtitle. And this cover, I mean, can you imagine a colorwork sweater like that? That's just epic. Anyway, I started it already and it's just lovely, lovely. I've been so enjoying it. I'm doing some like thicker reading these days because I'm playing a concert next month featuring one of my favorite pieces of all time, Liszt's Dante Sonata based on Dante's Inferno. And I decided I need to reread to really like get into that whole mindset. So yeah, that's what's on the book list. And last thing, my sister Tanya, who I'm going to introduce to you in April. She is fabulous. She's very fashionable. She's very chic. She's a New York City gal. She lives on the Upper West Side. And one of the things, and she's, in the corporate world, but she is now also doing makeup. She's a licensed makeup artist. And so like anytime some new product comes out and she's on it, she lets me know. So she's going to be coming on the podcast to give us some tips about makeup application, for ladies 40 and up, 45 and up, 50 and up, 60 and up, because we could all look fabulous. But like I've noticed like makeup things that I used to do when I was younger don't work anymore and don't look right anymore and maybe aren't like even that flattering. But like my black eyeliner, I don't know if I could ever let go of it. Like, yeah, I just black eyeliner, from the 80s. Like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to stop with that. But in any case, Tanya's going to come on. She's going to give us some like wonderful makeup application kind of tips. So stay tuned for that. I am super excited. So she just like randomly, she said, I'm sending you a fabulous CC cream I've found. And I have tried so many different types, but this one I really do like. So Tanya, thank you so much. She sent it to me and I just want to show you. It's made by a company, Your Skin But Better CC cream. And it has SPF 40 in it. And let's face it, a 2-in-1 product is always good. I love a 2-in-1. So it's got like a little bit of like foundation color-ish, but also that sun protection, moisturizer. It's super nice. I got a little bit of a darker color, which maybe, I don't know, I told Tanya to not get me too light, so she didn't have my person next to her, so she couldn't match me exactly. I like it because I do tan a bit in the summer, so I think this will be perfect for them, but I'm already using it because why not have a fake tan and pretend, right? So, okay, this is really good stuff. So that's it. That's it for the podcast. I just got, did I miss anything? No. Okay, so yes, so just to wrap up, we have the giveaway still going on. So answer the question how you can lower the stakes for yourself when it comes to creativity so that you can just be kinder to yourself and let those creative energies flow a bit better. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, what was number two? Shop update is live right now, so I need kits for Shrugs. If you are interested, this will probably be the last time that I am doing the kits because warmer weather. I've got new ideas for that, so I will be sharing that, but it's still cold. And Shrugs or something, I plan on wearing mine. You know what I said. I'm planning on wearing these until like summer. No doubt about it. They're just colorful and fun. And you can just have so many different colors to pair with different outfits. They knit up in no time. These are the Sunday Shrugs. And yes, and also, oh gosh, I'm snagging everywhere I go. Snagging. Also, the cotton is a really good option too. So, yeah. All right, so that's it for me. I will miss you guys. If I don't see you in a week, I'll try to podcast if I can, but if not, I'll see you in 2 weeks. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, want to see whatever cruise ship shenanigans, then do follow me on Instagram and I'll be posting all the shenanigans and the buffet lines and different things. We'll see where that goes. Okay, guys, see you later. Bye.